like everybody's here.
All right. Hey, Devil. You fired us up. I love it.
Hey, Devil.
Hi, man.
Hey, how's it going, Rab?
Nico is
Pretty
here.
awesome.
Yeah,
How are you?
Yeah.
Good, good. Hey, Nico, how are you?
Hopefully it works.
I was going to say, I filled up the gas tank. It should be like totally filled with gas.
I got a hint from Nighthash that when you put somebody on guest, it should work.
Yeah.
That voice activation.
Okay, sorry, I forgot to change it over. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, sure, we can hear you.
Nico,
Welcome.
how are you?
Good. How's everybody doing?
Fantastic.
Awesome. It's midnight.
Friday night. So where in the world are you, Nico?
In Colombia.
Colombia. Oh, nice. Very good. South America.
Yeah, I just heard
Buenas
from
tardes,
Uzi
buenas noches.
Buenas noches. It's 5 o'clock here, so yeah, we start saying buenas noches around 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Good.
Hey,
well,
Eugene.
good. Hey, Eugene, you're back.
Yeah. You need to unmute yourself first.
Eugene, should I do it?
Can you give him guest too, so he can do without?
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, first off, welcome, Nico. I've been ever since we talked to Eugene, we've been really excited to talk to you. You guys have got a lot going on, don't you?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Fantastic. Now, you're the lead developer, is that right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And how many of you are there?
Developers or team or?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the team from the website, and I noticed like Eugene, he's in charge of the poker VR.
Sure.
But I just wondered how many actual programmers, developers you have.
So I'm pretty much right now the only full-time developer. We have FGC Silence, Tim, who's on the website also. He helps out part-time when he has time in between, regular work. And we've been recently over the past couple of weeks in helping getting the exchange stood up and everything like that. We've now working with two kind of freelance guys. So and they've worked out pretty well. They helped me solve a problem I was having. So it was so we're hopefully getting to, and also we've had Rabtai come on and help with some light development stuff on Discord, and so that's been exciting. So
he made Mac wallets for you, if I remember right.
Absolutely, yes.
That's
much
cool.
Needed. For a lot of people have been asking for those for a while.
And Fantasy Bot is live from Monday, so people are having fun.
Yeah, people are having a lot of fun with that.
I'll have to go check it out. I'm in the Discord channel, so I'll have to go interact with the Fantasy Bot. Now, I guess tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you find your way to programming cryptocurrency? What were your interests, growing up?
Well, so I was born here in Colombia, and when I was about 6, we went to the United States. So I was educated there. And when I was just leaving college, the internet was kind of starting to pick up. AOL was the big thing then, and so it kind of interested me. Learned a little bit about it, and ended up working for a company that set up a voice over IP for Latin America and a bunch of countries. So I got to travel quite a bit and meet developers and learn about server rooms and standing up racks and that sort of thing. Fun stuff. But later on, I started doing, a lot of buying and selling of software. I would purchase the rights, the full rights to another developer's unfinished work, like something that was a commercial product ready to launch. So I kind of started getting into that. And then I wanted to do my own thing, which was big into fantasy sports. Was one of the more fun things I learned to do in the States.
Okay, right on.
So ended up making a fantasy sports site, and it was a time when I had a little bit of time off, and I had a couple of months to myself. And I said, well, what's the next big thing in technology going to be? And I started looking into game development, and I started looking into blockchain. So I learned about those two things. And I said, well, this fantasy sports site is having a lot of problems getting payment processors. So maybe we just need to be our own payment processor. So it was really born out of necessity. I had learned a little bit about it. I had some master nodes on a few other coins running and that sort of fun stuff. And so then I said, well, let's take the leap and try to do this for our fantasy sports site. And it's actually 3 years ago this month that we posted the first Bitcoin talk thread for the coin.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about that. I noticed 2 years ago, or maybe 2 years ago, in about 3 months, you had converted from, was it digital fantasy sports coin?
No, please don't say that one.
Okay. We'll strike that from the comments. We have a recorder taking this. Stricken. That is gone.
We were DFS, the original DFS coin, which was Daily Fantasy Sports Coin.
Okay. Excuse me.
So like if you look at my GitHub, even before I was into crypto, my nickname was always Nico DFS for Daily Fantasy Sports.
Okay, Nico DFS. Very good.
So, so we were a very basic coin. At that point, I wasn't very confident in actually doing development myself in C++. I learned a lot of C++ from doing game development on Unreal Engine because it's a C++ engine. So I was able to read it and pick it up really quick. So we made the first coin, but the first coin was very basic. It didn't have a lot of things going on with it. It was just a basic proof of work, proof of stake hybrid coin. And when we wanted to start building more things on top of it, it became more and more difficult. It was like, well, we're going to have to do all of these upgrades. And so someone had suggested that we look into master nodes. So we thought, well, let me think about this. So we were thinking that, well, let's switch to a new master node coin that has all of the new upgrades that are available, the fastest.
What are what are some of these upgrades you were talking about? So just speed upgrades or?
Yeah, so one of the main things that we wanted to do was to give other sites the ability to use our coin. So it wasn't just a coin that was used on our site, but to be used on other multiple sites, right? So in the state that it was in, it was very archaic, I guess you can say. It's like old. Yeah. Okay, so it was kind of archaic, and we needed to do things like make JavaScript libraries, and so to make them work better with sites and other applications, and a lot of new
compatibility.
Yes, exactly. So it would have taken us much more time to add those things into DFS coin to be able to make those upgrades so that other sites can easily plug in and have the proper API calls and do things that people like to do now in the blockchain. And so
that makes sense.
Yeah. So we thought that it was a good idea to maybe try the master nodes, and the hope was that someone would buy a master node and they would start earning coins, and they would use those coins to play on the site. So that didn't come to fruition. And so then it came down to a point where we really had to step it up and make this not so much, a coin that only people were buying for investment. That was, when the point of the coin was to play on the sites, to play the games.
Yes, exactly, to be used.
Exactly. So that's why we looked at things and we said, okay, well, things are not that great. With these, masternode coins, the POS coins, because they're just being used for that purpose. That's all people care about, and that's it. And so time and time again, we were getting into a situation where we would have talks with some pretty important groups, and they were interested in using the coin on the site. And next thing you know, you're talking to somebody on Friday, and Monday somebody dumps a bunch of masternodes, and all of a sudden they're not taking your call anymore. So,
wow.
Yeah, a lot of occasions that happen.
So what's going on behind the scenes there? Are they just trying to just cut you out and do the thing themselves?
No, the issue is, with something like fantasy sports, for example, you're going to enter a game on, let's say, a Thursday, right? So let's talk about the NFL season as an example. So on NFL season, you're going to be, entering a game on a Thursday night. You pick your team, you place your bet, you pay your entry fee, and you have to wait sometimes all the way till Sunday night till that game is finished. So if I bet $100 on the game on Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday rolls around, and now even if you win, we're running into situations where, well, your $100 isn't even $100 anymore. So
Got it.
Yeah,
they're just stealing your money, more or less.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
So that's why we made the third and final change to the chain. Now I'm not going through that again. So we're having a lot of traction, a lot of people interested in us, and then some people, like you just said, well, they were just looking to do it by themselves, and a lot of them were going to Ethereum. So we looked at a model where we could make a proof of stake coin that doesn't have an enormous amount of inflation. There's not a lot of coins hitting the market every day. New coins from miners or masternodes. So a very nice, steady release of coins from the staking system. And on top of that, we have the Ethereum virtual machine submodule. So that means that with Fantasygold, you can also create smart contracts and deploy them on the network exactly like you can with Ethereum.
Yes, and I was going to ask about that. Are you the first coin to do something like that, to be a Bitcoin-based blockchain running Ethereum smart contracts?
No, we're not the first. There's Quantum, which was the first. HTML coin also made a similar change. There's a couple of other coins that have done that type of maneuver, and added those functions.
Very good, and that's through the account abstraction layer. And
Yes.
It sounds like you've created your own machine. Is that the x86 virtual machine?
No, that's the x86 is actually from Quantum. So we just introduced our own protocol, which is FGC20 instead of ERC20. But aside from that, naming convention on our chain, it's exactly the same. So you could actually take an existing token and say, hey, you know what? I don't want to be on Ethereum anymore, or even Tron, and just change a few places where it says Tron or Ethereum to FGC and deploy the token and have a new token on the Fantasygold chain.
Got it. That sounds pretty slick. I'm not a programmer, so I'm very much a fish out of water. I'm positive there are people listening who understood that better than I do. But what I get from this, though, is you're doing everything you can to make yourself usable by just about every possible protocol out there to bring people into this space.
Yeah. So now it's super easy for, if another fantasy sports, when we get sports back, hopefully soon.
Right.
When we do have sports come back alive, there's a possibility that other people can come on and make their own tokens, and not only for fantasy sports, for gaming, for just about anything that you want to make it for.
So if someone like me wanted to, come in and join that, and do you have to have programming experience to make your own token, or are you going to essentially create some sort of easy to follow program that could get someone like me into the space? Or do I not even need to do that at all? How do I join the fun, I guess, is my question.
Yeah, so it's super easy on Fantasygold. You can actually just, in your wallets, in your standard desktop wallets that you download and use anyway, there's a section for deploying your tokens. So really, it's once you have your smart contract done, like if you're going to, and there are lots of libraries and easy to follow examples to make your own token, right? So those are a dime a dozen on YouTube. So you can take that same format, copy and paste it into the same remix that Ethereum uses to compile it. You copy and paste the bytecodes into the wallets and deploy it, and you've got a token on the exchange. On the chain.
Nice. So super easy.
Super
Very
easy.
cool.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to check that out. And you're waiting, for sports to get going in again. I know the NBA got started. I've got to imagine there's a huge fantasy sports, I guess, ecosystem around soccer, right? Worldwide.
Yeah. There's mainly in Europe, but yes.
That's me.
Very cool. That's you.
I got a question.
Please.
For example, about PS4 GT Sports. If I want to make a tournament, for example, how difficult is it to make some kind of betting system on your platform?
Well, on the Draft Daily platform, which was the fantasy sports platform that we had live, so on that platform, it's very easy to add a new sport. You can virtually add any sport that you want to add. Typical time frame to add it is maybe 4 to 6 weeks. And you can add any sport that you have a live
4 to 6 weeks in advance, or what?
Yeah, correct. Like for example, a brand new sport that's not there. Like for example, on Draft Daily we have American sports.
Yeah, because I'm talking about that because esports is getting more and more. Even the Formula One drivers were driving on GT sports on the PlayStation. That's a kind of future market I see, and I on Motorhead. We're not top. Yeah, we're kind of top 1,000 worldwide, but that's why I'm asking, because it would give the PlayStation GT Sports pretty more excitement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds interesting. If they have an API that will feed live data, then it can be added to Draft Data.
That's the thing, Sony Japanese guys. I've been working 20 years for a Japanese company. Data confidential. Anything.
Well, what about the sport itself? Not from PlayStation, but from actual GP Motorsport. Do they have some API?
I don't know. Because I'm only watching on YouTube the other racers, and I'm racing by myself, and it's an awesome big community, And if you, I mean, just a proposition, for your business, if you get this onto your chain, I mean, that's, like I said, it's a pretty big market.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I know GP Motorsports is pretty popular Very popular, actually.
No, GT Sports.
Not the motorcycles.
No, not the motorcyclists. It's the old PlayStation game, which is on there forever. Just Google GT Sport.
Oh, Gran Turismo Sport.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
There we go.
I was there since they released number 1 on the PlayStation 1. I was like, what? Okay.
GT.
Continue.
So, quick question for you here, Nico. So where in the States did you grow up?
All up and down the East Coast. So I know pretty much every place from Miami to New York. So my dad traveled a lot for his job. So
nice.
So kind of all over the place.
And with your team, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say mainly Miami. So, but other than that, all up and down the East Coast over a lot of years.
Very good. So they're a coastal citizen. Love the beach. Now, with I was going to ask with your group here, the Fantasygold, how did the team come together? Who did it start with?
Well, so originally I had recruited a couple of guys. Jason, who was actually a client of ours at one point. He had licensed some fantasy sports software from me, so we kind of knew each other a little bit. And then Oleg was on the team as well. He had done some prior work for me on Draft Daily, so he knew the back end very well.
Okay. And did he do the Fantasygold Coin website? He's the web developer.
No, that was Spencer. That was Spencer. Yeah,
it's a nice
Spencer's. Site. Yeah, it's very nice. Hopefully, we'll also get that also updated shortly. But yeah, Spencer's a great designer.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you and Eugene come together? Eugene had told us we talked to him last week. Hey, Eugene.
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, I just want to say double thank you for fixing the issue. So I don't have to
no problem. No, we should thank Nighthash. It was because the settings are so stupid. Yeah, fuck it.
I appreciate it though.
No one has problems.
No, it wasn't. It can't be. No, it can't be. No, I appreciate it though.
Yeah, this is much better. I mean, it's quite the team there. So, who I read your white paper. I noticed at the front you had the quote from Aaron Schwartz.
Yeah.
Was that a random quote, or are you any of you Aaron Schwartz fans?
Oh no, I'm a big Aaron Schwartz fan.
Are you really? From his from his hacktivism or the infinite jest?
Just about everything he's done. If you look at his history, what he's done, I mean, he's accomplished quite a bit. Yeah. So I mean, he's certainly a guy you want to know about.
Yeah, it was interesting. I heard about him. I'm a big Infinite Jest fan, and so when there was this thing, big read along of this novel called Infinite Summer, as part of that, and I noticed he was a part of it as well, and had come up with a very clear explanation of the novel's ending. But then since there, I began to, I started to understand what he had done, and especially around JSTOR.
Yeah.
How did I guess he come to your attention? Do you, or I guess, yeah. I mean, what parts about him do you admire, and what are you hoping to maybe carry on in his name? If that's not presuming too much.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm trying to carry on anything in his name, but I certainly admire his a lot of the things that he's done, and he came to my attention basically just on YouTube one day. I really like to listen to documentaries when I'm working, right? So if I'm trying to solve a problem or debugging some code, I like to have some background, right? So some background noise going on. So usually I'm listening to a podcast or a documentary, and there was a documentary about him on YouTube. So all right, let me listen to this, and I just became absolutely fascinated with his whole story.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. Horrible, tragic end, but
Yeah.
remember him for the good stuff.
Wasn't he the founder of Reddit, if I'm not mistaken? One of the first.
He was one of the original developers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I saw that documentary also. It was fascinating.
Yeah,
it was interesting.
A lot of other stuff too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, when he did the JSTOR dump, at MIT, I know about this. In real estate, I sell homes, and we have associate professors because we have 2 universities in the area, and these adjuncts are really kept out of progressing in their field from JSTOR because they have to pay to play. It's actually not dissimilar to what Eugene was telling us last week with the exchanges, right? Like, you want to get into the exchange, you have to pay to play.
Yeah.
You've turned that on its head.
Right. Yeah. We didn't.
Are turning.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying you are turning it, like, in the process.
Yeah. Just last thing on Schwartz is from that JSTOR dump. If anyone can, some people will say, oh, well, he stole that stuff and blah blah blah, or whatever. But you know what? From the information that he dumped, I read a story about some 15 or 16-year-old kid. One of his family members had cancer, and by him having access to that JSTOR dump, he was able to find some research breakthrough that scientists are actually using today.
Wow, that's crazy.
Absolutely. And if I could just add to that, the money doesn't go to the writers of the papers. It goes to JSTOR.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, right? Because, it's vital, crucial information that's being warehoused from the people that can use it the best or most. So I didn't, I've kind of come to him, like I said, I came through him through probably a different channel than you, but where I ended up was seeing that this is a kid who tried to fight injustice, which, again, not too dissimilar from what you're doing here to clean up the fantasy sports realm. If you make a bet and you win, you get your money.
Yeah. I mean, one of the reasons that crypto was so appealing to me was the idea that on a site where you're betting and you're placing, bets, of course, now things have advanced and we can do things decentralized. There's a lot of decentralized betting, and hopefully one day Draft Daily will be decentralized as well. But, there was a case of Fantasy Aces, which was a famous site, and they raised, I don't remember if it's $2 or $4 million. It was a Canadian company. And so they, started getting quite a bit of users. And next thing you know, people are asking for payouts, and there's no money to do payouts. Ooh. So if you have a system based on cryptocurrency, whether it's decentralized or not, if you can show the users, hey, all of your pool, your pooled betting is going to this address here. So every time a deposit is made, you see this. Okay, well, this pool is growing, and I can see the balance, and I know at the end of the game that balance is there to be paid out to whoever the winner is. Whereas with fiat, you just don't know. So.
Exactly. You're trusting an entity you can't see.
Yeah,
With
and
fiat,
that was
would be going to the pocket of someone else, right?
Exactly.
And they weren't the fly-by-night company as you would think some scam website would do that. They were a serious corporation, and I think they were even maybe in the Toronto Venture Exchange. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but they were a serious company. They weren't.
Guys, ain't every crypto a scam?
Yeah.
I say no, but most,
no.
Unfortunately.
No,
of course it's not. It's just what the banks are trying to tell everybody until they have their own Bitcoin address. When they say, now you can store your Bitcoins at the bank, which is totally stupid.
Yes, very foolish, very foolish. But hey, people do it, and as long as if it increases in the adoption, then.
You mean the price?
Well, the price will come with adoption, actually, and I think the prices might stabilize when it's actually being used for, hey, I'm gonna go buy a cup of coffee. Hey, I need to pay my light bill. I need to pay my mortgage.
That's the thing, because
Yes.
now sorry to interrupt, guys, but now this week our biggest, I think it's the biggest mobile phone and normal phone internet blah 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 company, A1, announced that you now can pay with Bitcoin, or I think they have 3 currencies or something, everywhere. It's if the terminal is adopted, but it's like what everybody was thinking about maybe 5 years ago. Now they have the terminals. You pay with Bitcoin, and it converts automatically into fiat. So the shop gets its money no matter what the price is.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, people are like, they need a hodler, nor expensors. So it's always so, should I pay now with Bitcoin? Maybe it rises. No, maybe not. Maybe yes, maybe no. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
It's definitely a kind of a weird, can be a scammy space. Well, this is good. I was reading your roadmap. So far, so good. You got your
Hey,
web
Matt.
wallet. Yes,
Matt.
please.
Can we do a song break?
Let's do it in rain.
Yes, we can.
Okay, Devil. Let's do 5 minutes on break.
No, it's 6
Right,
minutes.
we'll be back.
Okay, 6
We'll
minutes.
hold that question.
All right,
Okay.
we'll be back, guys.
Okay, we're back.
All right.
All right.
Welcome
All
back, guys.
right.
That was
Thanks.
a great
And
talk.
thanks for the rain, Rab.
You're welcome.
That was awesome. So I wanted to circle back, Nico. You said you love documentaries. What are like your top 3 documentaries? Do you have any that you go back to?
Well, the Aaron Schwartz documentary for sure. And let's see what else. By name, trying to think of something that I might watch over and over again. Not really, because there's once you watch a documentary.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's a world of them out there.
So a lot of business documentaries, like documentaries about the Rockefellers,
Okay.
those types of people.
Certainly.
I wouldn't call it a documentary, but the founder, the
about Ray
the
Kroc.
movie, about Ray Kroc. I mean, say, I mean, whether you like McDonald's or not, he came up with a pretty ingenious system.
Yeah, it's all, he did franchise at its finest.
Yeah.
Just buying the land, not the shop.
Yes.
Well,
very true.
I actually I had an uncle who tried to get a McDonald's franchise here, and so he went through the whole process. And it turns out that if you want a McDonald's franchise and you're in a city that's large enough to put one, they require $1 million bond to put up. Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
that's a lot.
So that's the guarantee that you have to put up, that you're going to be, so that way they make sure you're going to be in business the next 20, 30 years at that location.
Wow.
So they make a ton of money just on that stuff.
Wow. McDonald's, I guess, you can't argue with what's working.
Yeah.
They're making it happen. Wow. Are you a Werner Herzog fan?
No, that doesn't ring a bell. I'm sorry.
German. He does documentaries as well. Or I should say he's a Bavarian. That's, I guess, a subset of German. But he does great documentaries. I'm going to check out this Aaron Schwartz documentary. But if you ever have a wild hair, Grizzly Man by Werner Herzog is a wild time.
Okay.
But what other documentaries would you recommend? I'm always looking for good ones, so I'm going to make sure to watch the Aaron Schwartz one.
There was a good documentary about, and I'm horrible with names. There's a guy, I think his name was, I'm going to murder this guy's name. It's a documentary about a guy that goes to Alaska like in the early 50s.
Yes.
And so he went into Alaska and out into the Twin Lakes, I think it's called.
Okay.
So he goes there, just an axe and a saw, and he, built a cabin and all this other stuff. And
that's about the story. The school bus, right? He lives on the top bus.
no, that was another.
No.
That was another one.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Into the
Yeah.
Wild. Into the
That's
Wild.
a very
yeah,
good one.
There's a
Yes.
movie. Yeah,
That's
there's a
it
movie
is.
too. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, which is a very, very good movie. No, this is like back in the. I think it's like the 50s, like the mid 50s. It was very old, but it was recent enough where he actually had like a tripod color camera, and he was making recordings. So those types of documentaries about the wildlife and nature and things like that are always fascinating to me.
Was it Richard Proneke?
Yeah, that's it. Correct. I believe so.
Alone in the Wilderness. I'm gonna have to check that out. What's so funny is like you described the setup, right? Some dude goes into the Alaskan wilderness and does a documentary. That is Grizzly Man. This guy went to live among the Grizzlies. Same setup, right? And filmed himself. We've got Rab.
So wait, is that the guy that also got killed by grizzlies later?
Yes, he was eaten by a grizzly bear.
I have seen that. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Well, if you like the German narrator, that's Werner Herzog, and his body of work is fascinating. I'm like a huge fan. But so you saw that, which is just apparently Alaska attracts the risky-minded
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people a year go there, and if maybe there could be some betting done.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
How long can you survive with the bears?
Hey, we can make a sport, right? We can make a sport like do these
Oh,
or get there and come alive.
The over and under.
And we'll pay you in Fantasygold Coin.
How long can you survive living with the wolves and or bears?
Right, exactly. Hopefully no one here's ever had a loved one die from bear attack. Yes,
I have a question
Rab.
for Nico.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question is how Fantasy Gold and the whole ecosystem stand out, among all these new coins. Like there's like thousands of cryptocurrencies, right? And they're every day they're like a mushroom.
The hardest question ever.
And how Fantasy Gold stands among them.
Well,
right.
I think it doesn't matter that there's there's a lot of coins out there, tons of them, but you get to a certain point where they don't matter. So you have Bitcoin, right, which is the original. Litecoin was okay, but who's using Litecoin? Nobody's using it. It's just a copy of Bitcoin. You have Ethereum, which has its functions with all of its smart contracts and decentralization of applications, etc. And then you have your other, things like Dash and PivX. So after that, everyone is cloning all of that hierarchy of coins, right? So if you want a coin, you're going to clone some form of Bitcoin. You're going to clone some form of Ethereum. You're going to clone some sort of Dash or some sort of PivX, right? So that's your basic umbrella. I'm sure there's maybe a couple of more I'm forgetting, but that's your basic umbrella. From there, you trickle down and you have a lot of copycats, which is okay, but it depends on what you do with your copycat, right? Are you just saying, hey, I'm a new coin and we're going to be the best because we're going to get into all of these merchant spots and it's going to be the next digital currency? That's ridiculous. So the way that we stand out is we have something to do with our coin. I didn't want to create a coin just to have, hey, here's a coin and it's going to be the next Bitcoin. No, here's a coin that you can use, and you want to play on fantasy sports? Great. If you want to bet on fantasy sports, wonderful. And now we have a whole new ecosystem opened up to us with smart contracts, which now, it's not just only fantasy sports. It could be betting, it can be esports, it could be games, it can be a voting app. It could be any decentralized app that you want. So, it's all about what you're doing with your coin. So that's how we're trying to set ourselves apart. Hopefully we'll get some sports back here in the next couple of months. Maybe we can get Draft Daily back running again once that happens.
Absolutely.
There's some, esports developers that are interested in using this. There's another group, of course, from FGC Arena that is trying to finish up their work on their esports site. Excuse me. And of course, Eugene is looking at making a virtual reality poker game with a token from FGC.
Yes.
Exactly. And so we're also looking at one of the things that I'm very excited to be working on is a new shooter game. So
I saw that, Soldier of Fortune.
Yes, correct. So, we're trying to give people something to do with the coins, the tokens. It's not just about, did it go up $100 this week?
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
yeah, I completely agree with you on that. We need technology. You can't just fork a coin and then say, "Hey, I have a coin. Let's make it another Bitcoin." It's not going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Only in their dream, not in reality.
Yes.
And we need a technology. And also, I'm like so strong on my opinion. Like we need use case, right? And you guys
Yes.
have a use case. And if you look at Litecoincash and Ring, both projects, the same team, Litecoincash started a hive mining that is very unique. We never had, I mean, we didn't have anything like, hive mining that you can use your regular CPU and you can you can mine blocks.
Yeah.
So that was like great. It's a great technology. Like, and people who understands, people like just looking from the outside, like, oh, it's just a fork of Litecoin, nothing special. But if you go, dive deep, you'll see like what's the technology. It's not just a fork of Litecoin, right? We added stuff like hive mining, like 51% attack, 300% attack. We are proof. We won't be the victim of those kind of attacks. And then we have Ring on the other side. It has hive and it has pop. Sorry, it has a POW, and then in addition to that, we have proof of play. So it's another great technology, right? So you have three different three different algorithm to mine a coin, and definitely, when you look at the security, because in the future, security will be a big deal on all these cryptocurrencies, because most of them will be hacked, and
Yep.
like most of the exchanges will be hacked, and people get wrecked. And cryptocurrency is going to lose people's trust because of the hack and all these things. So security always comes first. And if you look at the Ring, so there's a three different kind of algorithms you can mine, and also those algorithms are making a network like a secure and stronger and more distributed. And pop also, I don't think there's anything like that. Proof of play. You play a game, solve it, and you mine a coin. How awesome is that, right?
That's pretty awesome. That is
Awesome,
cool.
yeah. So, and also when we talk about Fantasygold Gold, we have a coin. It's not just a coin. There will be a game, and the utility coin, like the coin will be used on that game, and there will be a poker, VR poker, and like so, and you have an exchange. See, look at the technology and use cases. So if you have a good technology, you have a good product, you have a good team, and you have a strong use case, what else do you need to grow the coin, right? So I definitely see a future. I definitely see future Litecoincash and Ring. I love those projects, and I also see a good future on Fantasygold Coin.
And that was one of the things, I hope comes from this, association, this interview is, it sounds like in Fantasygold Coin, you're building the exchange, you're building an ecosystem where others can come in and deploy these technologies, like say Litecoincash or the Ring, in games that we create on your blockchain, right?
Yeah, possibly. The game itself, so for example, Soldiers of Fortune itself, the
Yes.
game, is not going to be on the blockchain. What will be on the blockchain is going to be the in-game economy. So, you'll have the ability to earn tokens. So
Yes.
I guess I'll give the premise of the game first of all.
Yes.
Soldiers of Fortune is, it's a first-person shooter. So it's a very popular genre, and essentially, it's. I guess if you could think it of as if you took CS:GO and The Division and Squad, and you jumbled them all up together, and they had a baby. That would be Soldiers of Fortune.
Mainly GTA though, Nico, no? Mainly
That's a
Grand Theft Auto.
violent little baby.
Yeah, very violent little baby. But you'll have arenas that you can enter, and you can pick a map and play a 4v4 or 2v2 in a competitive style where it's a competitive shooter, and you pick a map and your team, and you'll be able to go in and play on these various maps. So the one we're going to release first is going to be the jungle map.
Okay.
And so there'll be a jungle map, and you have your game modes such as team deathmatch, rush, your typical standard, first-person shooter gameplay choices. But you'll also have the ability to do things like enter tournaments, where similar to Draft Daily, where you are paying a fee to enter a contest with other players. You would pay a tournament fee in the token of the game. So the game token is used also it's something that you can win in regular multiplayer, but you can also go ahead and you can bet that token in a tournament. And so there'll be
That's
tournament
nice.
events up to 1,000 teams per tournament.
So this is a coin that you can pay with, but also at the same time bet with.
Yes,
So you can kind of have two things going on at once. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I wanted to keep it free to play, but not have it turn into pay to win.
Yeah,
So,
and if I understand it right, so Soldier of Fortune, it's its own game, but its in-game economy, its coin in the game, is part of the FGC blockchain. Is that right?
Yes. So in the game, the user will have, the player will have a wallet where he can deposit coins in game.
Yes.
He can withdraw coins, and he can use those coins to buy unique items, buy skins, buy unique guns, maybe a unique sight, different skins for the gun, different uniforms for the players, and so they'll be able to use those tokens to buy those upgrades. So they can buy the tokens outright, or they can win them, earn them, or they can and they can also bet them and try to win more in tournament play. And then the player-to-player system is also, because we have the blockchain, and now it's easy to say, hey, I'm going to send somebody some coins nowadays, right? So you can do the same thing with player-to-player trading of tokens and of assets. So if you've ever played like Skyrim, after you've played that game for like a year, you've got this house and it's full of junk and all this assets, and like, what do I do with this armor? I've got like this hut full of armor and swords, and I have 100 axes and 50 potions, and well, what do you do with all that junk, right? Well, now you can trade it. Now you can sell it. Now it has some sort of value that you can use and have have something going on.
So it's like a virtual swap meet. Would that be in the FGC arena? Is that where does that tie into your site with like all the stuff that you can just swap around?
Well, no, the FGC arena site is specifically for your typical games, like if someone wants to play Fortnite and they want to place a bet on who's going to play Fortnite. Whereas Soldiers of Fortune, the tournament is actually inside the game. So it'll be free to play, so anybody can download it. We're not going to charge, money to we're not going to sell the game. It's going to be free to play, and then anybody can just jump in and start playing. And
Brilliant.
if you've got some FGC, you'll be able to send some FGC and get some tokens and start playing and and having fun.
Right on.
One more thing, Matt.
Yes.
If you guys have any question, we'll take one question. You can type on general chat. So we'll select
perfect.
one
Thank you.
question from the audience, and then we will have, in the last 5 minutes, we have to give it to Ozzy to talk about the virtual hangout,
Thank you.
virtual party.
Thank you for keeping
for
me
the
on
August 8th.
schedule here,
Yeah.
Rob.
All right.
Perfect.
No problem. I just don't want to forget.
So questions. Let's get a question out here.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's got to be a good question. And no, Nico isn't
All right,
going
guys,
to the
you guys
Alaskan
can
wilderness.
ask in general any question for Nico.
Actually, people ask me all the time, "Oh, why don't you move back to the U.S.? Why don't you do this?" If I was ever going to move back, I would probably move to Alaska. That's probably the only place I would move to.
I was going to say, I don't know that America is doing a great job of promoting itself very well these days. As a place someone might want to come to.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
we
I
have the
say
most
this as an
corona
American,
cases.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We have the
Yeah,
most.
we are killing it. We are killing it.
We are number one
Yes, always.
with corona cases.
Always number one, everything, huh?
Yes, exactly. But I'll remember that
you
next
have
time.
been glad that I had a cigarette. Because I
All right,
was
let's see,
America
we
fan. I was America fan in the 90s, but nowadays I'm not so sure.
Yeah, it's rough. We've really slid. We're starting not to have much of a use case.
That's an awesome quote. America has not much of a use case. I gotta need this for Twitter.
So I was just going to ask. I noticed on your roadmap there, fourth quarter, poker VR. That's going to be you, Eugene, right?
Yes. The thing is,
Where?
go ahead.
That's it. Where?
Oh, I was gonna say it's slightly outdated, the roadmap. Like I said before last week, we're gonna do an overhaul on the whole site shortly,
Got it.
plus on the roadmap. So it's gonna be updated very, very soon.
Well, I'll keep my eye on it there.
Because
So
Poker VR
apparently
is
we've
Go ahead.
Poker VR is going to be.
It's going to be a separate thing. It's not going to really, be on the roadmap per se. It's just going to.
I see.
Yeah, we're going to launch it as its own token, basically. But it's FGC is going to be. We're going to provide incentive for people to use FGC over any other token in order to get this token to play, on the platform.
Got it. So I mean, really, it's kind of what we discussed last week. It's bring the world to you. You create your own exchange,
pretty much,
and you're going to create your own demand. I love it.
And if you have the token, you could use it for many different things, which is exactly what we're trying to accomplish. Not just one use case, but multiple different use cases and a lot of fun use cases.
Very smart, and always a full transparency.
I feel like that's the only way.
And the great thing with these tokens coming out, the token for VR Poker, the token for Soldiers of Fortune,
token for Fantasy bot coin.
Yeah, we already have. I already made the token for Draft Daily. So Draft Daily, when Fantasy Sports comes back, it has its own token. So all of these tokens, just like in Ethereum, if you want to send some token to do a transaction or anything, it's using gas, and in our case, the gas is FGC, the mother coin. So when you send a transaction for your token, you have to have a little bit of FGC in your wallet to cover the transaction fees, because the fees are still.
You don't have to worry about gas.
Yeah, exactly. So
the only thing the thing I don't like about Ethereum is gas.
Yeah. Yes. Where here it's not a separate thing. It's just FGC. That's the gas.
All right. Looks like we don't have any questions for Nico. What about we give last 6 minutes to Ozzy to talk about the VR party?
Okay,
all right, you
Nico.
ready to speak, Oz? Thank you, Nico.
Yeah,
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 absolutely.
thank
Thanks
you
for
both.
having
I
me,
mean,
guys.
I mean,
Yeah,
Sure.
thank
keep it on, keep it on.
Oh yeah,
Because
no, I'm not going anywhere yet.
if,
Don't worry.
if you want to go also into VR like we all do, Matt and
Yes.
Ozzy, or also Sir, or Cos, and me, we are all actually caught into the VR space. It's fucking awesome. I was
It is.
I was stroking my cat. Yeah,
That's
in
an
the
interesting
VR.
euphemism.
In the VR. Yeah.
I thought you were
Just
gonna say something
translating that in
different there.
Spanish in my head.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, how
I
does
know.
that translate?
I know
into
what you
Spanish?
mean, but
Cuando mi gato.
there are no bananas there. There are no bananas
I
there.
love how you just started that. I was stroking, and then there was a pause. My cat.
I was going to say when you talk VR and stroking, it's like hurry and finish that sentence.
You never know what the devil's thinking.
That is true. Well, you do in a way.
Oh,
Awesome. We're going
It
to
was
get
totally
old
harmless.
Earl Sorcerer
Harmless.
up here.
Harmless.
You are
Okay.
harmless, a harmless devil. Tell us about Tipsy and Flying Saucer and the dumpster.
Can't just tell you about the dumpster. You gotta find out about
Flying
that.
dumpster. The
Find
flying
yourself in the
dumpster.
Hey now.
Hey, that will be my next place I create in the world. The flying dumpster.
That's funny. Yeah. As always, we're next week, next Saturday at 8 p.m. GMT, which is 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for us US folks. We are having a virtual reality party in ALTspace VR inside the club that I built, which if you look at my live stream in Hive Music right now, you can see me standing at the DJ booth staring out into the club. You got Tipsy there, raining Litecoincash down on the honey flavored dance floor. It's going to be a great time. But we're gonna have a like most Saturday night hives. It's gonna be live music. Tanner's gonna DJ. I'm trying to also find an American DJ to take on the second shift so we can keep the party going. And right now, my club is getting a lot of attention in ALTspace. We've got
I noticed that.
Burning Man and DEF CON are both coming to ALTspace because they can't have their things going on live. So we're going to get a huge influx of people happening at the same time as our party, which means we're going to have a bunch of people going on. I've already gotten in touch with a lot of the admins. We've got support for like extra capacity and things like that. So we're going to be good to go. We're going to have a featured event on the front page with extra capacity, like ready for people to come in. And throughout the night we're going to be doing the things we do, talking, laughing, playing, having a good time, meeting each other. But we're also going to do raffles, and we're actually going to raffle off. I can't remember what was the total, like 30,000 LCC. We're going to be, yeah, something like that. I've got the numbers somewhere, but about that much. We're going to be raffling off a good bit of these things, and all you have to do is come in here and actually type exactly what I'm about to type. Alt VR is a command for Tipsy. And that right there will make Tipsy message you a little token.
Is
and when
it
you come to
already
the party,
working? No.
it's already working. It's already working.
It's already working.
So when you
You
come to the
type
party, just
Alt
type
VR anywhere.
yeah, it's just the command, the one I just
Okay.
typed in general chat there.
Nice.
Okay.
And Tipsy will message you with a little code, and that little code is your pin. Keep it private because it's for you. You come to the club. You come to the club, and now look, you're gonna come over here. You're gonna come into the back room over here. Look at my stream right here with these
That's how it
ATMs.
was.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'm streaming your stream, so that's will
Great.
be on the video also.
Excellent. So
Okay, that's how it's going to work.
Here, let me just give you a tour real fast since you're on the video. We're going to start back at square one.
So if I can tell you, Kaz, real quick. So I told you I visited.
Yeah.
And I met some people who were just hanging out from a different group that had, happened elsewhere in Alt VR. The woman comes up to me and I'm just like, welcome to space. She goes, guess what I found out in the dumpster? Like, you know about the dumpster? So the word's getting out.
What woman
awesome.
goes to the dumpster?
That's awesome. Well, when you come to the club, you can go to the dumpster and find out what everybody's so excited about.
When I appeared, there was one at the entry of the club, and I was just slowly moving and you know, I have my Euro key, and tick, disappeared. He was too afraid of me.
So listen, anyway, let me get back to this real fast for those listening.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. You come into the club like this. You're gonna come back to the back room behind the DJ booth. So you'll actually come around back here, and you'll have these soda machines and these ATMs. This is where you're gonna come and check in. And all you have to do, simple, is come here, click this button right here where it says click here to check in. See Tipsy there, just saying hey.
Yeah.
And now I've already done it, so it's going to remember that I've already done it. But otherwise, it will prompt you for that little token. You enter the token, you press OK, ta-da, you get 50,000 free points, and you're entered in our raffle. Done. Easy peasy.
Done. I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah. And we're going to have,
Quite the space.
So I'm working on a script right now, and I can't guarantee it's going to work. I don't know. But I'm going to try and get it so that we have a raffle button in here so that basically the raffle can be done by the DJ with a little control panel here. And it'll black out the screen and put the winner's name up on the screen for for like a minute or so.
Very cool.
Yeah, just kind of like add to the interactivity.
What did you use to build this club?
So I built everything. I model all my stuff in Blender. Actually, here's the club in Blender right here. This is the original model. So I work it out, I build it in Blender, and then I import it into Unity. And this is the Unity version. So yeah, that's where I actually, hey, there's the dumpster. This is where I shade it, animate it. Nope. This is where I put all the fun colors, textures, animations, and all that stuff. And then I import it to ALTspace, where I then get to run around and play.
So you create it in Unity, and I was just writing that down.
I create it in Blender, and then I animate it and shade it. I draw it in Blender, I color it in Unity, and then I play with it in ALTspace.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it is. The graphics are amazing. I'm actually looking at it now.
Thanks. Yeah, it's
really cool.
I use nothing but simple shaders. So if you notice, there's really no texture to anything. It's all just solid colors, which makes performance way easier. Aside from a few things, I'm skinning out for the party, like the tables and obviously Tipsy hanging out up there. That's normally a disco ball.
So Eugene, are you going to put your VR poker place in ALTspace, or is it going to be portable, where like it could show up here at the Flying Saucer and be in a back room for something?
Listen,
or we can make it a little portal, perhaps, because I think that's actually just you walk into a room and bam.
Look, I think that would be fantastic, and
yeah, seriously,
you're talking to the guy that can help you figure out how to set that up.
And I noticed we're talking to the guy who has glow sticks in there.
Oh yeah. So listen. I'm a burner. I go to Burning Man. I do the things, and
nice.
I'm also a staff spinner, and so I built a light staff that you can pick up. Now, obviously, I can't turn it because I don't have hands. But once you're in VR, you can dance around with these things, and I'm gonna make different colored ones. This is just a prototype. I just wanted to see how much I could get away with. And
I've stolen the last one.
Yeah, people love these things. I'm also working on regular glow sticks. I think they're floating out here. Yeah, there they are. So I've got these little guys. You can just kind of dance around, and they leave a nice little streaky trail.
Very cool.
I'm experimenting with building my own glow toys.
I couldn't go to the extra rooms. It was
extra.
That was intentional.
The devil space and the cold space.
Oven here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here's the thing. You see how I have the teleport circle here? You're not supposed to be able to teleport on this. The problem being, if I put it here, it will like drop me through, or it'll throw you back to the middle of the dance floor. It's I think there it is. Yeah, it just kind of throws you back. That's a problem that I will fix by taking away the ability to teleport. You just have to walk through this tunnel, or teleport to the far end of it.
I couldn't.
I see. I just admired it from afar, and this is a tip for you, Devil. It's also the portal to the dumpster. If you go underneath.
The dumpster's back behind the club C over there.
But I couldn't move.
But you have to go underneath. You have to go underneath that bridge. Yeah, you have to go underneath the bridge, and then you get to the dumpster. Dude, word has gotten out. I mean, again, these people, these two people that were in Flying Saucer,
That's
they were
too much confusing.
You guys want to see? I don't know. Should I show
There it
everybody
is.
the dumpster?
Oh yeah, hell yeah! You
I'll
want to go to the
I'll just
dumpster.
give a peek. You don't get to see everything, but I'll just show you.
Something tells me that the dumpster is the coolest spot. Basically, it's like a little portal you go in. And it's, a little secret tunnel. That's
So it's
awesome.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So basically, you get in here, and what you have to do is admit to yourself you're a garbage person, and then you get access to the VIP lounge, which
Oh
is back
wow.
behind it. And then
Oh,
VIP
shit.
lounge.
To the VIP lounge is going.
That's fantastic.
As always.
That's where you need
as
your VR
always.
poker.
Yeah.
That
In
needs
the
VR poker is
dumpster.
what
Do you want to see some flops? I'll see you at the dumpster. Beautiful.
Will this alt VR work with Unreal Engine, or it's
No. This is Unity.
com-
So ALTspace is built on top of Unity, which is the other thing. It's not
okay.
Unreal. There's Unity.
And to all the other guys who don't have a goggle, it works. ALTspace also works on 2D on Windows 10.
Oh, look. Yeah, no, look, look, see, I'm on a window right now. Like I'm just walking around using the WASD keys and my mouse to just like a video game, just walking around. It totally
And in
works.
the VR, it's pretty cool.
Oh, it's so much more. If
It
really
has
get a
some
Quest.
bugs because if you have a kind of browser with music or something on it, and you move back out in the 2D, your controls are totally blocked.
I accidentally deleted the tables. Oh crap. So that's why I test.
Just don't save.
No, I've already saved. This is the live working. You could come in here right now and see the tables. All of them are missing. Oh my god. What happened?
Wow.
Well, at least
Looks
I've
like
got the one.
You went to Burning Man, you did the things, and the tables are gone.
Somebody took my tables. No, I've got one. I'll just copy it back out and make it work.
So when I was in there, these two people, they had guitars. They were singing old cowboy tunes in Flying Saucer. And one lady came up, found a glow stick, and started screaming that she found a glow stick. It was totally delightful.
So here,
enjoyed it.
I'm going to the actual world right now. This is the one not skinned out for Saturday Night Hive, not skinned out for anything. This is just the regular. See, you can see the disco ball up there. This is how the club normally looks. So not as skinned for Litecoincash. But yeah,
we need to
got my toys up.
You know, when you have a little portal for gaming, a little FGC portal, little poker, this could be a serious place, man.
Who's that
guy?
There's
the devil.
That's me.
You look ashamed of yourself. You look like you're ashamed of yourself somehow.
It's 2D. It's 2D,
no, listen. So these eyes look. They'll like cut side to side. So the eyes follow you automatically. It's a little creepy because sometimes if someone's talking and they're not talking to you. Yeah, don't worry. It's not actually tracking eye movement. I was worried about that.
I'm not talking to you.
But yeah, they could be talking to someone else, and you're just standing over here, but their eyes will keep cutting over to you, and everybody will keep cutting over to you. It's just, quit looking at me, everyone.
Yeah, people in ALTspace make great eye contact.
Yeah.
The thing.
So here's the thing I like
just
about
got it
ALTspace
right. The devil
versus,
needs attention.
Yeah, but versus other VR chat platforms, ALTspace is more like respectable to knowing that there's a person behind each avatar, and it's not just a bunch of trolls. It's actually fun to come in here, meet somebody, have a good conversation. I've met really good friends in here that we've been working on projects now outside of here in real world.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it's been great.
That is great.
It really is. It seems they've created a good space there.
And it's only getting better. Microsoft owns it now. It's getting better. Like I said, Burning Man and DEF CON are going to bring a lot of attention to this space. Look, you're going to be able to pick up the drinks and play with them when you come to the party.
Are they going to do DEF CON in this?
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
For real. Right. For real. Actual
now
sanction.
I have to get a VR headset. Now I know.
Hey, cause I don't have rights to play music.
We could always create our own music.
All right, guys. We have 1 more minute. Let's wrap it up.
Okay, Dad. Can I?
Could we stay a little longer, please?
5 minutes. 5 minutes longer.
Hey, some Some people have to go to home and take care of their kids.
That's true. This is true. Thank you all, Nico. Thank you, Eugene. Thank you,
Thank you.
Kaz. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Devil,
guys. Ozzy, that
Rab.
looks awesome, man. I'm so excited for next week, Saturday, man. I can't wait to just explore the universe.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be
it
fun.
looks-
It really is.
It looks dope. Yeah, it is. Yeah,
So
thank you,
next
guys. It was
Friday,
fun.
next Friday, I
Next
think
Friday
what we do then.
won't be me because
Yeah.
it's my birthday.
Oh,
I mean,
awesome.
it's not Friday, but later. But anyway,
You're gonna
I
party.
gotta, yeah.
Are you
I gotta,
gonna do some things?
yeah.
Like the Ozzy?
Like
Go to
something
30 Man,
awkward.
do
No,
the
something
things.
awkward like having a drink or something.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Well, guys, thank you so
All right,
much for having
guys.
me
Thank
here
Thank
on
you
the
all.
show,
That's
and
We'll keep
we
attentive
certainly have
eyes
an
on the
interesting-
project.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll keep in touch.
Likewise. You guys got
Yeah.
some interesting stuff going on also.